A homemade meal should make you happy. It should be hearty, but not too heavy. And I've got some great dishes that really hit the spot. First, I made vanilla tapioca pudding. Put little raspberries in the bottom. Dainty and delicate, but light and easy to make too. Then there's the herbed panis with salsa verde. Oh, little fingers of chickpea flour with that herbaceous dipping sauce. And now I'm about to get into my baked sole with Quinoa Puttanesca. And yes, I am speaking English, but I'm cooking quinoa, which is an ancient grain. And it's fantastic. It's a complete protein. It's gluten-free. And honestly, it's easier to cook than rice or potatoes. And I've got two varieties here, white and red quinoa. I'm going to return my water to a boil, and I'm going to cook half a cup of each. What is important is to give them a good rinse before you add them to boiling water. There we go. I've got a pot of vigorously boiling water. So just like pasta, you salt it right before you add your quinoa. And I let it just boil away vigorously for 12 minutes. While that's cooking, I'll start on my baked sole dish. For the sole that I'm actually going to put in the oven. So I want to get a sauce going first. About a cup of white wine. And I want to bring it to a full simmer to cook off the alcohol in there. I'll add some oregano sprigs and a bit of sliced shallot. As this comes up to a simmer, I'll just add this and let the flavor cook out a little bit while I get my fish ready. I've got sole right now, and I'm actually going to take the time to roll up the fish. And to keep them fastened, I just pierce it through with a toothpick. Of course, I'll be sure to pull that out before I serve it. And I'm rolling the skin inside. Now I can tell that the oregano has pretty much done its work, and the wine has now reduced by about half. I'll shut off the heat. Now I can drop in my sole pieces. It's amazing how 3 simple ingredients can smell so good. A little sprinkle of salt over top, a little black pepper. Just one little bit of butter. I've preheated my oven to 375, and I'll give this a good 15, more like 18 minutes in the oven. And when it flakes, when I touch it gently, then I know it's done. Just give the quinoa a few more minutes, and then I can dress the salad, and by that time, the sole will be baked. Look at how the quinoa has changed. You can see the little curly cues come out, and just like pasta, I just give it a taste for doneness, and it does have a little pop to it. And strain this, and I like to give the quinoa another rinse now. Now for all those flavors that distinguish a puttanesca. The first, roasted pepper. And all I did to roast these peppers was put them whole in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Then I popped them into a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and let them sweat until they cool to room temperature. And then the skins and seeds just come right off. As the roasted pepper sits, you get a little juice coming out of it. Oh, there's so much sweet flavor in that. I'm adding that into the quinoa. And now I have a mix of olives, pitted, green, and Kalamata. But what I like to do before I chop my olives is actually, they're pitted, but I cut them in half first, and that helps prevent them juicing out at you. And add a little oregano and a little chopped parsley. And just a touch of olive oil, really. Just a tablespoon is all you need to sort of coat all the ingredients. And I'm punching it up with caper. And this is optional too, to taste, or if you're keeping it vegetarian, you can leave this out, but a little bit of anchovy paste really adds a depth of flavor. It goes beyond salt. Let's not forget the garlic. And I think that's enough. And stir it all together. Just add a little pepper. And you know what? If I can take some raw garlic, I can take some dried red pepper chili flakes. And it's about time to pull out the fish. That smells divine. It is time to dish up. Go, and just a little spoonful of that white wine mixture. You can pick up the white wine and shallot flavor in there. But then the olive and the caper and the quinoa sort of jumps on top of it. It is hearty, but not so filling that I don't have room for dessert. I have to dig into my tapioca pudding. And for fun, I'm going to make a honeydew matcha tea bubble tea.